Today was the exit interviews for General Manager Will Dawkins. So tonight we're going to do reactions to the comments and answers today, and my main takeaways from today's exit interview for, again, General Manager Will Dawkins. Come on, rock with your boys next on Locked On Wizards.
You are Locked On Wizards, your daily Washington Wizards podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy Brandon Scott again, a.k.a. BScott, with my guy Abdullah, a.k.a. AB. We are both credentialed members of the NBA community, media community, that is, and also your host here at Locked On Wizards, man. A lot to talk about today. General Manager Will Dawkins exit interview reactions and my main takeaways. And then we're going to grade Tristan Vukcevic. What do you guys grade him? So we're definitely going to get into that and then get into comments like we always do. So, AB, let's get into it, man. As you guys know, today was General Manager Will Dawkins exit interview. So I was definitely down there covering that and some interesting questions and answers. And like I said, a lot to take away, a lot of reasons to be optimistic for the future. But, you know, a couple of comments I don't think a lot of people may be happy with, especially the group of people that want to make a playoff run next year. I think that we're definitely headed for another year of development. But I ain't going to give y'all a sneak peek. Let's get into it. So, we're going to get into my three main takeaways, and we're going to discuss that from today's exit interview with General Manager Will Dawkins. So my first takeaway today, AB, was the top-down thinking. And when you look at comments made by General Manager Will Dawkins, head coach Brian Keefe, and a lot of these players, man, when I say the top-down approach, which is two things, right? Top-down, right? Leadership standard comes down from the top down. But in the same token, everybody seems to be on the same sheet of music. Today, I asked General Manager Will Dawkins, I said, how do you feel about the fact that, you know, people are saying, let Will Dawkins cook? And he said, he said, number one, I don't get into social media. But he said that, I appreciate it, but the organization is cooking. We're all on the same page. Head coach Brian Keefe, I asked him in the exit interview on Monday. I said, what are some things that what lessons you learned from being a first-year head coach? And he said, look, I'm learning. We're all learning. We're learning together. So, and you heard similar sentiments with the players, AB. So, they're all on the same sheet of music. They all are looking at it as one cohesive unit, man. So is that music to your ears, man? What positives do you take away from that?
No, I mean, that's beautiful because for so long here in DC, a lot of it's been like the front office hasn't been in sync with the players and the coaching staff and on the court and off the floor. And again, I go back to our favorite football team, B. For so long, nothing was at sync when it came to the front office, the ownership, the players on the field, coaching staff, it was all of that. But now it's all about business and it's all about winning games, and everyone's on the right page. And that's what you love to see, especially going into year 3 of a rebuild. And Will Dawkins is the man that's directing all of this. And how could you not love it? Again, a guy who's Telly Owens is realizing, let Will Dawkins cook. He knows what he's doing. He's not the previous GMs. There were no ties with them at all. It's a new regime. He saw what he did in OKC. He's like, he can do it in DC, and this is what we love to see.
No, I agree 100%, man. When you look at the first takeaway, it's refreshing because you see a locker room that is good, is a good environment. Guys want to be around each other. They want to work with each other. They want to show up to work. They want to get better. This is the best locker room I've seen in DC in a very long time. Very, very long time since I've been alive. Like I said, that is just music to my ears because when you look at past regimes, past front offices, past eras, the Bradley Beal era, it was Bradley Beal and it was everybody else. And you kind of saw that with a lot of things that, how he was to a certain degree catered to, in my opinion. You didn't really see that so much with the John Wall era, even though you can agree that they did let a lot of things go in the early part of the success. And like I said, teams are only willing to deal with a player who's electrified, as long as he's producing. And you can notice that, relations between the front office and John Wall kind of soured towards the end when he started getting injured, where when he was productive, they dealt with, they kind of, let a lot of things go. So different environment here now, man. This locker room is full of guys who want to get better. They want to learn. Leaders want to lead. They want to mentor. Great area guys like Jordan Poole and produce. They want to take that next step, but yet they're still learning. The young guys, two-way prospects, dogs who want to learn. Who, like I said, there was a question today that asked, outside of the, athletic ability, is character something you look at as far as the draft process? And he said, absolutely. We're looking at guys who want to get better, who want to learn, who are coachable, guys who want to play basketball, who love playing basketball. Because believe it or not, there's guys in the league right now who are just looking at the NBA as a paycheck. You want guys who live ball, eat ball. Guys who want to play. They enjoy the game of basketball. So, like I said, I know both of us kind of agree that was really refreshing. My hearing that from General Manager Will Dawkins. Second takeaway from today's exit interviews. Eventually, they're trying to create a defense first team. Okay, so when you look at all 5 draft picks underneath Will Dawkins, man, all of them were defenders first. Bilal Coulibaly, raw offensively, but was a high level defender first. Tristan Vukcevic can definitely score from all 3 levels, but rim protector was one of the first things you saw. Same thing with Alex Sarr, Bob Carrington, Keyshawn George. We know what they can do offensively, but defensively, not only did they kind of surprise us, they're defending at a high level, man. So the fact that he wants to turn this into a defensive squad, man, and you see that with the draft picks, and especially with the acquisition at the trade deadline in Middleton and Smart. AB, do you think? I mean, first of all, is that music to your ears, man? Kind of with the first takeaway,
of course, and also Kobe Jones and AJ Johnson.
Yeah,
Kobe Jones is a steal merchant. AJ Johnson, very athletic, can guard 1 through 3, and I think. Obviously, defensively, we'll get better. Hopefully, we'll get the D back in DC, but also off the glass. I think rebounding is another thing where, and I think if you're playing good defense, eventually you'll get the rebound. But I think at the end of the day, right now, the core that we have, I have so much faith in Bub Carrington and Keyshawn George. Their potential to be great defenders. Bub Carrington going at every team's best player and just getting in their face. That's what we love to see at such a young age. I think Alex Sarr's ability, he can definitely get 3 to 4 blocks a game. Keyshawn George with his size, and he's only going to get taller from here. The way he can defend 1 through 5, I think all these guys can definitely be really good defenders, and that's just something we haven't had here in DC in so long, where we lack good defensive players, and we will score so many points, but defensively we give up 150, 160. I get it. There was glimpses of that happening this year, but I think definitely going to year 3 of a rebuild, we'll definitely see improvement.
Oh, absolutely. You see the progress already, man. I get it this past year. This is something he said in the exit interviews. He realizes the defense was bad. They fully understand that the defense was bad, but here's the thing. It takes more than 1 year to implement a system. And you got to find the right personnel to implement in that system. You can't just come in and bring a defensive system and everybody just all of a sudden becomes better defenders. No, you had to get rid of guys who weren't good defenders. Nothing against Kuz. I ain't kicking nobody while they're down, but look, he was a up and down defender. Bradley Beal, up and down defender. They steadily were bringing in more defensive minded guys who also checked other boxes, which are versatility, right? Be able to play and defend multiple positions. Two-way players who can defend, who can also score. You see the potential with Bilal and Alex Sarr. You definitely see pay dirt with Tristan Vukcevic, Bob Carrington, and Keyshawn George. And like I said, AJ Johnson, he was mentioned today. And Will Dawkins said, look, we don't look at him just as an explosive athletic guy. He's going to be a two-way guy. AJ Johnson's another guy who can defend. You see the energy on the defensive side. Kobe Jones. So the list goes on. You're bringing in. They're starting to mold a team where they have that defensive identity. And I get it. People are gonna be like, oh, defense is bad because it takes more than 1 year, man. I'll give them time to find the personnel, and they're bringing in the personnel. You can't. All right, we'll say this, AB. Like a year ago, you were looking at the roster and saying, man, how many people can actually play defense? Now you're saying who can't play defense? Like, look at the roster right now. Who's not a good defensive player? You can look at Kispert. Yeah. He definitely has ways to go, but he's taking progress. Is he ever going to be a lockdown guy? No. But let's be real. At this point, you have to look at the roster and say, at this point, who can't play defense? They are creating a new narrative in DC, man, which is like I said, David Aldridge, shout out to David Aldridge, the GOAT, man. He asked Will Dawkins today, he said, look, about changing the narrative about how people view the Washington Wizards, and saying around the league, players are saying they're not that easy out anymore. We can't just show up and have a career night anymore. It's becoming tougher to go through DC and grab a win. So the narrative is changing. So let's get into my last takeaway, and then we're going to get into grading Tristan Vukcevic. Woo! All right. So the third takeaway tonight is, looks like next year will be another development year. Now, there's a double-edged sword here. He did say a comment where if the young guys progress faster than expected and they are in a position where they're competitive, they're going to push forward. So don't get it twisted. If there are a better team to the point where they could challenge for playing or be a playoff team, or he will push this team towards contention or push them, definitely make them that push to the right direction. So he did say that today, but saying that, from all indications for when a lot of comments he made today, man, is that next year's going to be another development year. And I have no problem with that, AB, because we both said that we expect another year of development, and then 2027 was the year that we targeted as that year to make the play-in. So, AB, you still rolling with that? Is that kind of what you want to see as far as the timeline from the general manager?
Definitely. I think Again, year 3 of rebound. I want to see improvement on the defensive side of the ball, defensive rate. I don't want to see a bottom 3, bottom 5 in a lot of defensive categories. I think rebounding as well, we need to get better because it's hard to win games, especially since we have 2 7-footers and hopefully maybe someone get in the draft. And I think, and this is a hot take, I think if they get the number 1 overall pick and get Cooper Flag, I think they can make a run to that playing spot. But a lot of things need to happen. A lot of things need to go right for that to happen. Realistically, 25 wins should be the goal. I think if they get 30, that's great. I think it'll be a great season. But again, I expect way more than I don't say way more, but at least 20 to 25 is probably what's going to happen. But I think 25 plus would be great as well. And again, development, that's all that matters. Alex Sarr, year 2. Bilal Coulibaly, want to see the offensive usage go up in year 3. You don't have the excuses of the vets taking any more of your playing time. And then the guy they draft in this upcoming draft, a top 3 pick. It's a lot of things. And you also have Sadiq Bey coming back from injury. So a lot of things I think will go right. I think offensively they'll be better. I think defensively they'll be better. I think rebounding will be a key issue in this offseason. And I think this team will be better next season. Obviously, it won't be good enough to contend in the playoffs. But again, it's improvement. That's what we love to see. Day by day or season by season.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I agree, man. But I agree but disagree when it comes to Cooper Flag. I think that he is definitely that generational talent. But is the drop-off from 1 to 2 and 3 that big? Like, I think we're good regardless. I think that if you bring Dylan Harper, if you bring in Ace Bailey, we're still going to be that team. Because I think that all the right things are in place for this organization for whoever comes in is going to be successful. In the same token, even Cooper Flag is not a guarantee that we're going to make the playoffs next year, man. Because, look, you went from Duke where they bring in high-end prospects every single year. So they're always in the running to win the ACC or, definitely be a Final Four team. Where the Wizards, man, we need more than one guy. Like, we need multiple things to happen for this to be a playoff team. Just plugging them in doesn't automatically make us a playoff team. Like I said, and don't forget, he's 18 years old. Like, to have expectations that he's going to be this franchise savior from day one, that's too much, man. And like I said, those expectations, I think, are a little too high. He still needs to develop. And we've said it time and time again that, there's a lot of high-end players where they still had to develop. He still needs to be developed. So I think there's going to be an adjustment period for him. But I do agree that you add him, definitely puts you in the best position to be a playoff team.
Look at that defensive side. Look at that defensive lineup with Bilal, him, Sarr, Keyshawn, George, Carrington. Like, that's potential to be elite defensive team.
No, I'm with you, man. I mean, you plug Flag in there with Coulibaly, Sarr. I mean, like I said, you look at the roster, who can't play defense? I mean, Keyshawn George, who everybody thought was a sniper, is a high-end defender. I mean, he's a high-level defender. I mean, in my opinion, he could definitely be one of the better defenders in this league, in my opinion. So, you guys get in the comment section. Let us know, do you agree or disagree, and why? So, let's get into Tristan Vukcevic. We're going to grade him. How do you grade him this season, man? Because I know we both love ourselves some Vuk, man. So, but before we do, AB, tonight's episode is brought to you by SKIMS. When I found out SKIMS was making underwear for men, I was intrigued. I heard so much about their quality from friends and family, so I had to give it a try. Let me tell you, it lives up to the hype. Come on now, follow me. I've always had issues with underwear, fit, comfort, or just finding the right style for me. SKIMS changed all that. Come on now. There's men's line offers something for everyone, from boxer briefs to classic briefs, all designed with the perfect balance of comfort and style. If you like me, got a family, got kids, you like to work out, you work, always on the go, you want to find a pair of underwear where you can work out, hang out with the fam, go to a baseball game, go out for a date. Come on now. SKIMS has got you covered, man. So I tried SKIMS, and it's probably the most comfortable underwear I've ever had, man. And like I said, it's breathable. It fits every lifestyle, man. Whether you want to work out, whether you want to go out on a date, it fits all different lifestyles, all different situations, man. It's like the 007 of draws. I'm trying to tell y'all. So look, shop SKIMS Mens at skims.com/LockedOnNBA in SKIMS stores. Let them know we sent you. After you place your order, select podcast and survey and select our show in the drop-down menu that follows. SKIMS. Tonight's episode is also brought to you by Game Time. There's nothing like the atmosphere of an NBA playoff game. Every bucket, every defensive stop, every moment feels huge. It's electric in the arena. And with Game Time, you can feel part of it without the stress of the last-minute ticket hunting. Game Time makes it fast and easy to get playoff tickets, even when demand is sky high. Prizes on the app actually go down as tip-off gets closer. Come on now. And their last-minute deals can save you up to 60%. Good. All right, so, you guys know I go to games all year round. It's got tickets for the Nationals and the Orioles at Camden Yards. My wife's an Orioles fan. I'm the Nationals fan, so it's definitely going to be fun watching the Nats smack up the O's. But look, if you want to get the best ticket prices, man, best views, Game Time is your jam, man. Take the guess where to buy tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use promo code Locked On NBA for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. And again, create an account and redeem code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. All right, Tristan Vukcevic, that is. Let's get into it, man. So, Vuk, second round pick last season. And not only did he show up, he produces when called upon. So, I know you're high on him. I'm high on him. Let's talk about Vuk AB. So, what are some positives, some things he needs to work on, and what is his grade at the end of the season, man?
A plus. No, I'm just joking. I gotta give him an A. TV, man. I'm telling you, man. When's the last time? I mean, you said Thomas Satoransky, but legit, the last time we had a second round pick that came in and distributed right away, contributing in a way where anytime he was given an opportunity, you go out there and ball out. And that's what I love to see, consistency from our second round picks. For so long, if Wizards got drafted a guy from the second round, he's probably going to go in Europe or somewhere in Lithuania. And now he's contributing on this Wizards team. I legit definitely think he could definitely battle for that 4 role, whatever they do in this draft. But he's been balling out, man. And again, for me, I got to give him an A because, again, the expectations, it was so low because we just haven't seen a second rounder that produces the way he's done offensively. His 3-point shot, a 7-footer, can definitely defend too. And pairing him with Alex Sarr, 2 7-footers that can stretch 3-level scores. This is what we love to see, man. And for so long, and again, there were times that last season where he wasn't getting a lot of playing time, and I was thinking, Coach Keith, why not give it to him? Again, he's proven when given the opportunity, he goes out and balls out, and I expect way more usage going into next season. I think he's going to get better. Definitely a double-double machine in my eyes. And I think with him being a 7-footer with that frame and his ability to score at will, I think the sky's the limit for him. I'm not saying superstar or all-star, but man, he's contributing a lot for a second rounder.
I feel you, man. Talking about, second round picks showing up, man. Tommy was picking them cats out of Patagonia, out of Antarctica. I'm just saying. I'm with you. Not only did he show up, he shows up and produces. 7-footer who can stretch the floor, who can defend, who can become a lob threat, who can be active in the pick and roll, pick and pop, man. I mean, the list goes on. Tristan Vukcevic is a guy. He's a baller, man. He carries a little attitude. I've seen him go at a few people this year, man. It fits in with what the Wizards are trying to do. He like I said, he has produced, and that's all you can call upon because, especially, with the kind of the imbalance here where, the first half of the season where you're trying to showcase vets, last half of the season where you're trying to give minutes to young guys, every time, whether it's 10 minutes, whether it's 15 minutes, whether it's 5 minutes, he's going to drop about 5 to 10 points, man. I mean, he produces in a short amount of time. So that's all you can ask for. Looking at his stats from the season, he averaged around, if you round it up, 15 minutes a game. Now he shot 49.6% from field goal percentage, 37.3% from 3. Now free throw percentage 77. I get he's a 7-foot center, kind of like to see in the 80s, but hey, you'll take what you can get. Now the rebound numbers I do want to see get better. He's averaging around 3.7 rebounds per game. Blocks, definitely want to see it around 1 block per game is around 0.7, but if you round it up, poof, there we go. And then he averaged around 9.4 points per game. So he averaged 15 minutes a game, man, and he averages almost 10 points a game. So again, he produces.
And how many teams find a guy like this? It's rare. It really in that second round because a lot of fans think after that first round can't really find a lot of gems in second, but it happens. And Will Dawkins, man, again, people want to discredit him for how he handled the tie zone situation, Kyle Kuzma, but you got to give him flowers for finding a guy like TV in the second.
Thank you. I mean, to get on him, look. Kuzma, did we hold on to him a little long? Yeah, I get it. Tyus, the likelihood it happened was there. I'm not going to hit him for that. I'm not going to hit him for KP because we messed around and got Marcus Smart anyway. So it's all good. But this man is so good at drafting. The guys he trades away from drafting. Julian Phillips is playing good ball with the Chicago Bulls. What's that guy, Trace Davis out in Golden State? We drafted him. I'm just saying, like, he's on his draft game. Like, he hits again, like Mike Tyson, man. He's hitting people with jabs like his draft picks. I'm trying to tell you, this is how good of a front office we have, man. Because like I said, I don't know if anybody remembers Julian Phillips, but we did draft him technically, and then we traded him to Chicago. So I'm with you, man. Looking at Vuk, you kind of get back to the point, man. To find him in the second round and for him to produce the way he is, averaging 15 minutes a game and still averaging around 10 points per game shows you how much young talent we have, and they know how to scout and evaluate talent. So, and Tristan Vukcevic is the best example of that because, again, second round pick. I mean, I can't remember last time we had a second round pick. We probably ask this question all the time. People find the one cat from like 2007 that showed up, but I believe what was it? Tomas Zatoransky was a second round pick, so he wasn't bad, but not many have shown up. And out of those guys that actually showed up, very few of them were productive to the point where Tristan Vukcevic is. So, real quick before we move on, man. I mean, long term, do you see Vuk as a guy who could be the backup center and in tall lineups be that power forward to pair with Sar?
Definitely. And I think if called upon, if Sar goes down, knocking on wood, I think Vukcevic can get in there and I think definitely play his position and play up to par because, again, his ability from shoot from three obviously needs to get better rebounding. I think defensively he'll get better, but just his ability to adapt, especially since, again, you're a young guy on the team that wasn't going to the playoffs, but you're still going out there and balling now. Just imagine how much he's going to contribute when he's given more playing time on a team that's contending in the playoffs.
I agree 100%, my brother. So, all right, man. Before we move on to comments, anything else you want to cover real quick, AB?
I've been a fan of TV since day one. As long as that man's, I gotta get his jersey too, man. Hopefully, I can find it if they sell it in the Wizards store. If a guy like him, Vukcevic, especially with that last name, it just sounds like a basketball player.
Man, it sounds like a birthday present. I might have to hook you up, brother. So, all right, we're gonna move on to comments, man. But before we do, tonight's episode is brought to you by Amazon Fire TV Stick 4K. Come on now. Did you know your Fire TV is also an Xbox? Uh-oh, good Lord. Turn on any TV into your gaming and entertainment hub with Fire TV Stick 4K devices. No console required, right? Just grab your pair controller, subscribe, or sign in to Xbox Game Pass Ultimate with EA Play included. Uh-oh. And you're ready to play. It's that easy, y'all. Dive into hundreds of premium titles from EA Sports College Football 25 to Call of Duty Black Ops 6 and Avowed. As easy as you stream your favorite shows, it's gaming made simple, and it's all on your Fire TV. So look, if you like to watch TV, watch movies, watch series, and still play Xbox, man, look, you get everything in one tight package. I'm trying to tell you guys, man, look, the latest technology for elevated playing with Wi-Fi 6 and auto low latency mode advanced technology. Fire TV Stick 4K delivers smoother, more responsive gameplay with lightning fast speeds you need to stay competitive. Come on now, if you're an online gamer, this is your jam, man. Rock with your boy. Endless entertainment with 4K streaming. Watch more than 1.5 million movies and TV episodes from your favorite subscribe services like Netflix, Prime Video, Disney Plus, Max, and many more. And affordable and portable gaming. Play high-quality Xbox games at a fraction of the cost of a console. Already have a console? Easy fix, man. A Fire TV Stick 4K device is more affordable and easier to travel with, allowing you to take you or your kids' games wherever you plug in. So you're on the road, got kids, easy fix, man. So hit Amazon.com/Fire TV Locked On to get started. Xbox Game Pass Ultimate subscription and compatible controller required. Available on select devices, including Fire TV Stick 4K second generation, Fire TV Stick 4K Max first and second generation, and Fire TV Cube third generation. Come on, man. Rock with your boy, Fire TV. All right, AB, let's get back into this thing, man. All right, so let's get into the comments. All right, start this thing off right. Anti-social extrovert. That's a mouthful. Happy Friday Eve. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you for a solid season of the coverage. It's now leap season, summer. We have talent and we'll be ahead of schedule. So, first of all, appreciate you rocking with us for another season here at Locked On Wizards, man. So, like I said, definitely got a lot of content coming in the future, man. And we're going to be your go-to source for all Wizards news, man, all the way from rebuild to the championship. So rock with your boys, man. He also has a question for us tonight. Would you trade Jordan Poole to Houston for first round pick and Cam Whitmore? AB, I'm gonna let you have that one, bro.
Yeah, man. As much as I love Cam Whitmore and how it would have been nice to have him in DC, I just think JP is just too valuable. I think you lose in that situation because like in Jordan Poole going into hopefully I think age 26 and I think hasn't even entered his prime yet, and he's only getting better. I think he can be the guy that can leave Washington, be that point guard for this team if they're hosting that trophy. So again, at the end of the day, whatever this team decides to do with Jordan Poole, hopefully they keep him in the long term, but it has to be a better trade package than that, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, a few people, I guess, made some comments today on X about trading Jordan Poole. Like I said, I like JP13, man, but it's the business of the NBA. So if you don't understand that, I don't tell you, man. It ain't 2K, bro. It ain't 2K. But like you said, AB, you're totally correct, man. I mean, I like to see him stick around, but a lot of tough decisions coming up, man, and it really leads to my next point. And a few things that Will Dawkins said today, man. A lot of the losses, Dawkins is right. They're still in the deconstruction phase. We say all the time that every young prospect on this team is not going to be here, man. So if knowing that, AB, Look, that tells you that guys like Sadiq Bey, Corey Kispert, Jordan Poole could be tradable. And that's what it is. They're still evaluating because you can't pay everybody. I mean, and that's, like I said, that's the business. I like JP, man. I think he would be great for this team long term. I mean, they could find a way to keep him and still re-sign these guys. I'm all for it, man. But then, look, Houston, that'd be a nice spot for JP to win that chip, because that would, to me, he would be the final piece for Houston team to be that 6-man. Oh, good Lord. I mean,
but I'm looking at that trade package. If he's saying Houston's first round, that's going to be a late first rounder, right?
Yeah, and then, I think that the fact that if you look at his age and the fact that he's almost an all-star and look at the season he's had, I think you can get 2 first-round picks. Now, Cam Whitmore, I mean, I love me some Cam Whitmore, man, but where would you put him? I mean, did you put him at wing? You got Bilal. I don't see where he fits anymore, man. Like I said, I'm a big Cam Whitmore fan. Local cat, he can definitely ball, man. But I guess if you don't get Cooper Flag, you add another position, you maybe consider. But to me, I don't know if I make that move, to be honest with you, man. I do like Cam Whitmore, but I think you roll with the guard rotation you have, man. Like I said, you have to expect anything, because Will Dawkins said today, be real quick. He said nobody's declared yet, and there's a very real possibility that Cooper Flag could go back to Duke. I mean, everybody's talking about it. I mean, he very well could go back. So you have to prepare for anything. You may be in a position where it's like, okay, you got Dylan Harper facing you right in your face. Maybe you have to make that move, BPA. I mean, there's a lot of scenarios, and that's the thing, man. We have options. I think that's the biggest takeaway is we have options. So, Lockton Law also says Houston has a 10th pick. No one in their right mind would trade Poole for the 10th pick. I don't know. I mean, in a draft like this, I don't know. I mean, Houston. I think Houston would, but I don't think they will. But I mean, Houston's win now, so the 10th pick is tradable. I mean, they're looking to win now. They're probably going to use that pick to add another player to help them for a playoff run, and that's what it is. But
whose pick is that? How do they have the 10th pick?
I forget whose it is, but they got it through a trade, man. Okay. So yeah, so I mean, playoff teams who have those lottery picks, they usually trade them because they're, what's a young prospect going to do? They already got young prospects that they can't even play. They put them in the G League, so they're not going to add another guy. They're probably going to trade that pick for a player, man. Let's see. Rear Wing Zone 1 was good. Law's right. Poole ain't worth a top 10 pick, let alone that with Whitmore. But the Grizzlies make the playoffs and we snag at least a top 2 pick, it won't really matter. We have tons of assets. I agree. AB, what you think, man?
Sorry. My bad, bro. I think if you get that top 20 pick, it would be nice. And again, no matter what this team does, again, because we're at the point right now where we might have too much talent. That's crazy to say. A year ago from today, we were thinking we didn't have enough talent. But now with all these draft picks, with these pick swaps, Phoenix is just falling apart day by freaking day. It's all coming together. And for the Wizards, whatever that top 3 pick, even a late first round pick, I just know Will Dawkins, since he's hit on all those guys from the last year draft, which is considered a weak draft. Obviously, the young guys don't think that, but analysts and experts say it was a weak draft. I have so much confidence that no matter what year the draft is, he's going to hit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to trade Poole, but if you add Kispert and Poole, you could definitely get the 10th pick. I'm just saying, those 2 guys could help a playoff team like the Houston Rockets take that next step. So I can't agree that he wouldn't be worth the 10th pick, because I think he absolutely could be, especially if you throw Kispert in there. They could use another sharpshooter. They could use a 6-man combo guard and Poole. So I think they could grab it. Now, is that what they're trying to do? And like I said, I think he's going to be around for a minute. So I don't know if they make that move, but it has been known that they want to trade back into the lottery. So like I said, Kevin Garnett once said, anything's possible, baby. So definitely put your seatbelt on and enjoy the ride, man, because there's going to be a lot going on this offseason. Lucky Law again says, I would trade Poole for a top 5 pick in this draft if Derek Queen was still on the board. Poole is a baller, but he's also old for this timeline. Flag and Queen, or Bailey and Queen, or Harper and Queen fit. I don't know, man. I mean, he's what, about to turn 26, so he's about to enter his prime. So you're looking at 1 more year of development, trying to make the play in year 4. So right when we're getting good, he gets in his prime. I think that's good timing, in my opinion. So I think he hits his prime right around the time where we need him to hit his prime. So I think it's perfect timing. Let's see. Bucket Getter was good. How you doing tonight? Says next year we plan to win. JP, AJ, Bub, Bilal, Flag, and Sar. I agree. Like I said, I would love to have some Cooper Flag, man, but man, I don't want to have expectations. I want to kind of temper the expectations, man. Like Flag ain't going to automatically just day one just make us a playoff team. He's still got growing to do. I mean, there's a lot of boxes you have to check for this to be a playoff team. But like I said, I like the energy. Like I said, Will Dawkins did say that, look, if these young guys progress faster than expected, he'll go ahead and push it, man. So like I said, we very well could be in a position to win. So anything's possible. So I'm excited.
I want to go back, but it's crazy to say that Jordan Poole, obviously he's not old, but the fact that he's 26 is considered old for this timeline just shows how big of the youth movement is here in DC.
Absolutely. Great point, man. Great point. Carlo G, he said, I just wanted to comment to say I'm a huge fan of the podcast. I listen to you guys every night here in the UK, man. Shout out to the UK, man. Like I said, we got a lot of people out there in the UK, Ireland. People, y'all don't realize, man, we get fans from all over the globe, man. From Australia to the Philippines to China, man. Shout out to the globe, man. That's why the NBA is great, man, because we have fans from all over the globe, man, chiming in. So definitely, hey, Carlo G, appreciate you, man. Let's see. Bucket says, I agree with need interior defender, either a 4 or 5. Yes, sir. Holmes is good, but is older and doesn't play a lot. Yeah, Holmes, I mean, the height disadvantage, and, he brings energy, but sometimes energy is not enough, man. Size is required. Let's see, guys. We're at the 30-minute mark, so we're going to try to knock out about 2-3 more comments, man. Locked Law, he says Sarr isn't an awful defender. He's bottom 5 in points above average allowed. I saw glimpses, man. I mean, overall, he had a good season. So, he's a rookie. I mean, it's a fraud cry from a bust after 5 some of the games. I'm just saying, like,
and he got better, B. After that post-trade deadline, he got better. That, like, I get it, one thing, seeing glimpses, but the fact that he got better after starting off slow, like, that's improvement.
Yeah. I mean, you got to look at it over the realm of the whole season, man. He had a good season. When you look at his statistics and what he was able to accomplish, he had a good rookie campaign, man. So he's still raw, especially offensively, but give him some time. Let's see. Jeremiah World Peace was good. How you doing? Says blessings, fam. Y'all keep putting in that work, man. I've been thinking B Cool may end up being the trade piece over JP. Oh, because of the contract timeline. If they get Ace or Flag, what y'all saying? Whoo, that's a hot take. AB, I'm gonna let you take this one, man.
Yeah, man. As much as I love Bilal, I think defensively he's gonna be a stud. But I think offensively, if he can get that usage up, straighten up that jump shot, the mechanics, make sure it's not flat anymore. I don't know, man. I don't know. I wonder what his trade value is. And again, like he's a Will Dawkins guy, and I think he could definitely be a key piece here once he gets that offensive bag and offensive motor rolling. But again, if they have so much faith in Ace Bailey and Flag taking over his role offensively, then maybe consider, but right now I think this front office and this organization just has too much faith in Bilal Coulibaly that he can definitely take that year 3 step offensively.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Let's see. That's a hard one, man, because you don't want to give up a defender like Bilal, man. I mean, yeah, his offense is raw and it's going to take a while, but let's be real, man. When he was drafted, there was never an expectation that he was going to be a first or second option. So I mean, the defense is the premium. And you're hoping that he can be at 10 points. 12 points, hopefully 15 points a night score, man. But Bilal's never going to be that go-to scorer. That's why you need to go grab an ace, a Dylan Harper or Cooper Flag, because you need another scorer who's going to take a lot of the pressure off of JP. So Bilal, man, and like you say, obviously he's athletic. He can attack the rim. And you definitely, I think this team's better when he's better offensively. And I think he will get there offensively. But like I said, looking at his play style, I mean, OG Anunoby, has he ever been a number 1 and number 2 option? He wasn't in Toronto. He's not in New York. Mikal Bridges, in Brooklyn, but Brooklyn ain't going nowhere. I mean, now in New York. So when you got these 3-and-D guys, you're never looked at as the go-to guy, as a one or the first, second go-to scorer. You're usually the third or the fourth. When you look at OG and Mikal Bridges, I mean, I'm going to ask you, AB, when you look at the Knicks lineup, who would be your 1 through 5 as far as scoring options?
Oh, man. And I think that's the big reason why the Knicks won't go far in the playoffs this year, I think, is the lack of depth. I think they have too much star power. But I think you got to roll with Jalen Brunson. At the 2, I don't even know who they have. Did they put Josh at the 2? No, they put him at the 3, right? I
guess the question is, man, my bad. I was like, when I look at first, second score, like on the Wizards, our first score would be JP. And then the second would be Lord. I mean, anybody. But, what I mean? When you look at the Knicks, man, Mikal's not the guy who's that go-to scorer on that team. Or he hasn't been, except for Brooklyn. So, with Bilal, man, he's never going to be the go-to guy. He never was expected to. And
that's fine. I think that's fine.
Yeah.
I think if he's giving that so much effort defensively, I think he can get 15 to 20 points per game, especially with the young guys also giving the work. Bob Carrington's going to get better. Jordan Poole's going to Alex Sarr. Like, that's fine. I don't know why people think, if he doesn't average 20 points per game and does this and that, then he's a bust. To me, that's a stupid argument.
It is, man, because it's like baseball. You may not be a guy who hits 30 home runs, 100 RBIs per year, man, but if you can steal 30 bases, or you can do this if you're a Gold Glove. There's so many ways to contribute, and I think you have to look at the premium of his defense. He's a guy where you say go out there, shut down the best player. That's a commodity, man. That's what you need on the championship team. His offense, if you're expecting him to be 20, 25 points a night, he's not going to hit that. He's not going to hit that. And like I said, OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges are valuable in New York. And these guys, they can drop 20 points. Bilal could drop 20 points, but if you're expecting him to be that guy every night, if you have the weapons that we have, or we prospectively are going to have going forward, there's going to be a lot of mouths to feed as far as the first, second, third, fourth option. It's going to be one of these type of lineups where one guy's going to have a good game, the other guy's going to have a good game. There's so much depth of talent in this team, man. You really can't pencil in, outside of Jordan Poole right now, a second, third, or fourth option, because Sar steps in one night, Bilal steps in nights, Bub, Keisha, the list goes on. You know what I mean? So, let's see. We're gonna do one more comment, and again, I definitely appreciate everybody, man. Koulibaly, look, he says it's flag, belly, or bust. I like Danny Wolf and Derek Queen with his second first. Poole is a keeper. He just needs to be more decisive. If we trade Poole, we're going to be even worse. I agree with everything, but then I think we'll be all right regardless. But I think that we're definitely, what he's done here, I think warrants him to stay for a little bit. I mean, he's bought in. He's bought in. He wants to be part of the process. So I'm with you on that. Derek Queen is gone by the time we hit the second first round pick. Danny Wolf, I think, is going to be gone too, because I mean, if we get around 18th, maybe Danny Wolf, but Derek Queen's going to be gone by 10, in my opinion. Now, let's see. That's about it. Let's see. And we're going to roll out on this one. Guru Strong says, I got 2 words for you. Ace Bailey. I agree. Like I said, I do like Dylan Harper, but Ace Bailey, to me, seems like more and more the fit if we strike out on Cooper Flag. I think you roll with Ace Bailey. So, yeah, like I said, there's things he can improve on, but he's probably one of the best scorers in this draft. And I think we need more points. I think Ace Bailey is the guy. So, all right, we're going to go ahead and roll, guys. And like I said, we are not going to go live tomorrow, because tomorrow is my 12th year anniversary. So my whole day is devoted to my wife. So I would definitely see everybody on Sunday, man. So we're taking tomorrow night off. So before we roll, AB, you got anything else you want to cover real quick, bro?
12 years, man. That's impressive. That's more impressive than a 12-year NBA career, man. No, but man, I love doing this. Always, I love the opportunity talking about the Wizards, man, every day. I love it, man. They're going to this year 3 of this rebuild, this offseason, a draft lottery, man. If we get the number 1 overall pick, it's just going to be even more sweeter.
Absolutely. And hey, my wife's my number 1 pick. I'm just saying that. So I'm gonna go ahead and call it, y'all. Definitely appreciate everybody rocking with us tonight, man. Like I said, we will see you guys Sunday night. So and we're gonna be talking about future moves, man. So definitely tune into that and get into more grades. And then obviously in about the next couple of weeks, man, we're gonna get into the draft slowly but surely. Don't want to do too much draft content. Definitely want to get it into the draft a lot closer to the draft, but we're going to go through all scenarios, man. So definitely rock with your boys over here at Locked On Wizards. So again, before we roll, if you smoke or drink, do not drink and drive, man. Stay at home, order DoorDash. Look, we got the promo code. Come on, I'm just telling y'all, man. Enjoy the weather. It's supposed to be nice. A little bit overcast, but it's supposed to be nice in the DMV. So enjoy the weather, man. Hang out with friends and family. So, all right, everybody, be safe, be blessed.
Oh, Grizzlies, by the way. I want that first round pick.
Yeah, man. Root for the Grizzlies. We're looking for that second first round pick. So, look, tonight, we know you Wizards fans, but tonight you're going to be Grizzlies fans. So, I'm just saying. All right, everybody. We will see you guys on Sunday. Stay blessed and peace.